Ringtone volume 85%.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, anyone listening and or watching this video. My name is Jared Jika, and I know you're probably looking at this video going, why is he showing us this? Why is he videoing probably a street, maybe an alley, maybe buildings? Well, it's my hope that some of you will listen to the message and not pay attention to the video. I send this video out as a request, as encouragement, and whatever else you might want to call it, to all Android individuals. More so to Android developers, programmers, and anyone else out there. I've owned an Android for a little over a year now, about a year and a month and a half. I am also a totally blind individual, as you heard my Android talk. I am using Ice Cream Sandwich at the moment, and it's a stock. Android has not been rooted or anything. It's been coming to my attention for quite a while, especially lately, now that people talk about iOS 6 coming out soon. People are really slamming Android. And while I don't like it, in my opinion, I think it's annoying, stupid, and just retarded. I think in some respects, and if you overlook their anger, in some respects they have some very valid points. I have always said from day one that iPhone, let's face it, to a blind individual is a lot more accessible. Let's face it. iPhone does give a blind person the ability of taking a picture of somebody and actually knowing that they got the person's face in the picture. Can Android do that yet? Sadly, no. Are simple apps, such as a weather app, accessible? Again, sadly, no. Some of you might say, oh, but you can hear the weather conditions. Yeah, if you feel like listening to it in one shot instead of going slowly down the screen and looking for exactly what you want, or messages getting chopped because they're not coded correctly. I'm of the opinion that Android is more for geeks, in the sense that, you have to try things to see what works. I love the fact that Android is an open market.
Ringtone volume set to 85.
That gives people the ability to try different things, do different things, find a phone that's more compatible for them. But sadly, this does make it a lot harder for blind/visually impaired people. I know that there are some of you out there who are developers and programmers who do care, in the sense that I know Resco Radio, for one, I got a hold of their authors last year when, during Gingerbread, we were unable to arrow to the different controls of the program, and they did take care of it. I'd like to see a lot more apps become even more accessible, so that those of us can say, you know what, Android is trying, Android is coming a long way. And if sighted developers want guinea pigs, meaning blind people to test their apps, give them an APK file, I'm definitely someone who's willing to try. I know that rooting an Android, in some cases, the Transform Ultra, for example, there is a one-click root. And it's truly one click in the sense that you don't have to do anything to the phone except for turn on debug mode. However, sadly, the phone I have, while there is a one click, and I forget who wrote it, so I do apologize off the top of my head, there is one, you still have to use the volume keys and a power button to select different things. What would be great is if someone could, for these one-click kits, maybe write specific documentation. For example, when you press volume up, or when you go into the fast boot, you tell them press up and down arrow to highlight this. Could you simply say, when you go into fast boot, this is the option that will be highlighted. If you want it, press power. Otherwise, press volume down once for this, volume down again for this, volume down again for this. I think Android has so much potential. I think Android can go a long way, but I think it'll take, the work of a lot of us to make it work, make it what it is, make it go even better than what it is now. I'm willing to help test. I even buy programs that they're they're free versions of. However, I'll pay for the paid version, not to get rid of the ads, but because I want to show my support. Again, in the case of Resco Radio, I paid the $1.99. Why? And even the author told me, the only difference is the ads. But you know what? Because they were willing to take the time to listen and take the time to make their program more accessible, I bought the app. How many of you are willing to forward the link to this video to people who who develop apps, who develop ROMs? You know what I'd also love to see? ROMs that already have the speech going. For example, I would love nothing more than to say, hey, if you buy a Nexus S4G from Sprint, if you download this ROM, follow these simple instructions, your phone will be up and talking anytime you do a hard reset, or anytime, once you, something like that would already have things up and going. How about widgets that people could develop that would turn on TalkBack and turn on Touch Exploration automatically? And when you click the icon again, turn them off. Because if a blind person knew where that icon was on the screen and could touch it religiously every time, that would be cool. How many of you are willing to pass this link along to this video to developers of Android products, Android ROMs, Android one-click kits? There are some of you who do really good jobs on your videos. KB King 77 comes to mind. I've been watching his the most, that's why I said his name, but there are others that come to mind who do great videos. Let's all get together, folks, and let's make Android an even better world, not just for the sighted people, but for visually impaired and blind people as well. So that blind people have even more of a reason to say, hey, you know what, yes, iPhone is great, but so is Android. If you wish to get a hold of me, just send an email to my username and I should get it. I'll try and put my email link or another email link of mine in the description of this video as well. I thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.
Shutter button.